This is a collaborative discussion amongst three friends.
You are a bandwagon Swiftie.
Wow.
LaCroix.
How have you never had a Choco Taco?
Well, I don't know what a Choco Taco is.
Do you do MMA? Because you're really wide.
So tell me, what's in your beverage center?
You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No, my eye twitch isn't bad right now.
Let's talk about the process. How are we going to help you obtain the best home at the best possible price, terms, and conditions that we can? All right, welcome to Shootin' the SHT, Real Banter with Nick and JT, brought to you by Shoreham Bank. Welcome to episode number 39. 39.
It's my age.
Is it? Nice. Awesome.
It's a lucky day, guys.
There we go.
That's something, there's a sign right there.
It is.
It's going to be a great episode. 39 is going to be an amazing episode. So, we got a guest in the studio today. Super excited to welcome Connie Stowers to the episode. To the studio here today. Woo! We got some beautiful new lights in the spot.
Yeah,
here,
baby.
Right. So, before we jump into the interview, Nate, talk to us about this purchase here. I feel like I'm under interrogation or something.
I feel like I'm going to have to go the Scott Zolak route and wear sunglasses on the pod.
Honestly.
Let me tell you, you look hella good if you're under interrogation.
How's
you guys
my
are
complexion?
glowing right now.
Is it good?
It's fabulous.
Thank
Much
you.
better with these lights, I'll tell you that.
It's because I texted him before the show and said, if I don't have perfect lighting, I will not show up today.
I love
That's
it.
what I
Yes,
love it.
I was the one who felt that I was under duress, and I wanted to make sure that everyone was looking their best. These are going to be great going forward for the video content. I know that we wanted to put a little bit more money into that this year, so I found a very good deal on a 3-light package. JT approved it.
$2,000 for
JT approved it, and we were off and away.
I kept it well under budget, but clearly Connie put him under duress, so he put me under duress.
That's right. That's
I had
right.
to find the room in the budget, but we made it happen.
Who am I to argue with that?
I tend to
down.
put a lot of men under duress.
You did well, though. It wasn't just the 3 lights. There
What
other
was the
things in
package? What was the omelet? What'd you get?
So we have 3 aperture lights, which are really nice. They're kind of like almost HMI lights, so they're punchy and powerful, so we can use them for interview setups. We
I'd
can
say
use them
so.
for the podcast studio. We've got 3 scissor pins, which connect to the ceiling, so we can connect them to this kind of like metal mesh grate here. And then we have 3 light stands, 3 lanterns, which are these big like octagonal softbox things. They diffuse the light.
They are big.
And 3 power banks. All that for what, $1,200?
Yeah, not
But
bad.
can you keep the camera rolling nonstop like Joe Turco taught
Not yet.
We're gonna need 2 new cameras for that.
you? We got
talk
to
about
get
it.
some more art on the walls.
We definitely do.
Light.
We definitely do need to spruce it up. But
Something.
this is the first step into a wider world, gentlemen.
Awesome.
Turn the corner, you can see the light coming out of this room.
It's very welcoming, I think. It's
great.
like a spa.
Yes.
It's like Area
that was my
51
thought.
down here.
That's You keep making it sinister for some reason, but it's fine, whatever.
All right, let's jump in. I'll read the actual introduction for Connie, then we will start shooting the SHT. So today's guest proves you don't have to fit into one box to build an incredible business. She's a Rhode Island and Massachusetts realtor, content creator, coach, roller skater, and founder of multiple brands built around authenticity and community. After navigating one of life's hardest seasons, Connie transformed that experience into a movement. She built a thriving real estate business, amassed a massive social media following, launched a roller skating community, and became a voice for people trying to build businesses without losing themselves in the process. She's known online as the Real Eskater. Connie Stowers, welcome to Shootin' the SHT.
Thank you. And
Welcome,
thank you for that
welcome.
Wonderful introduction. I'm like,
Amazing,
wow,
right?
that girl sounds cool. I like her.
Oh, wait, I have something for this.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going to
Yes.
golf clap that one right now.
New lights, new sound effects. Here we go.
That's awesome. So very cool. Real Eskater. What do you got? Like 110,000 followers online?
116. We had a couple viral
sorry.
videos
Yeah.
last week.
That's awesome.
Couple of viral videos.
Yeah. Nate,
Wow.
come on, step it up.
No big deal,
Jeez,
no big
let's
deal.
go.
6,000
Yeah.
followers in a week.
Maybe I'll pick up some
Yeah.
tips.
I think that when it comes to content, like if you really allow yourself to fully be yourself online and not be scared that people are gonna hate no matter what.
of course.
100%.
But if you don't have trolls, you're kind of not doing it right.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
So, sometimes I think some people follow just to watch and say horrible things. And I'm like, why do you follow me if I make you so mad?
Yeah.
So how do you react? Like, how do you block out the negativity and the trolls online? And like, what's your mindset around that?
I look at it as social media as a marketing tool, as well as, it's a journal of my life, but it's a marketing tool. And so just like all marketing, it's going to bring up emotions for people no matter what. And so, and I will look to see, like, did I say something that truly was out of line, offensive? And usually it's just, to be honest, it's usually men being mad that I got skinny after divorce. Like everybody, like that like pisses people off so bad. Like, why couldn't you be thin when you were married? I'm like, such an interesting.
Weird hill to die on.
Weird hill to die on.
I
Weird
can't
hill.
imagine, never mind thinking that, but actually like taking the time to type it onto somebody's post.
Yeah, who
like,
says that?
Thousands of men. Yeah.
It's wild.
But yeah, so I look at it as, you take with the good with the bad. And so I think because I've also been doing this for so long now, I've gotten a lot used to it. Like at first, it was really hard to swallow. I had a friend go viral, and she's in the mortgage industry, and she went viral last year for something. But certain people didn't like what she, the video for some reason. And she called me crying, and she was like, how do you handle like people being so mean to you? I'm like, honey, you made it. Like, that's good. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I will send your welcome package.
So we've never really gone viral. We had one video take off a while back, but it was Samantha. She was
Oh yeah, it was.
she worked in marketing.
market.
I remember I was golfing, and all of a sudden my phone started blowing up, and it was like the top 10 paint colors or something.
Oh yeah,
along
and she
those-
mispronounced a
What did she-
color.
what did
Go
she-
ahead, you say it.
I can't remember.
It was a gay and teal.
Oh, yeah. So instead of a G and teal, she said a gay and teal. And all of a sudden it was like comments, like after nonstop on TikTok. And I don't know,
People
like
roasted her.
100,000 views.
Well, but so I think, and like you just said, right, you haven't gone viral except for that moment.
Yeah.
Well, that shows that you've got to be more edgy, or you've got to
Exactly.
take more chances with your content.
I've been
Yes.
saying it since the beginning.
Yeah, you have to, right? Because there's a reason why that went viral. And it's
Sure.
because you said
Yeah.
everyone roasted her.
Yeah.
I think that if you want content to be a strategy, you have to commit to the good, the bad, the ugly. You also have to commit to a lot of trial and error. Like Mr. Beast, right? Like he studied formulas, he studied algorithms, he posted, found what worked. And then, like if I tell the students that I coach, if you don't post content because you're scared it's going to be bad, you're never going to know it's going to be good, right? Like you have to put out 100 videos to get a decent idea of, okay, what worked, what didn't. So if you're going to do a 90-day, look back to say, well, what hooks worked? What, how many seconds were the videos that popped off? What was the opening line? What was the opening frame? And you look at it as a strategy that way. Like you can still show up super authentic and not have to, like, I don't have a schedule. Like I know a lot of people use like social media scheduling and all that. Everything I do is very much like, it's mine, it's my art. I love it. But I have strategy behind it because I know what works.
Sure.
But I only know it works because I've posted 3 times a day for 4 years, on average.
Yeah.
So let's back it up a little bit. So how'd
Yeah.
you get into the real estate business? What was the evolution of your content strategy, the Real Eskater? How'd this all come to
Yeah.
be? And kind of take us back to the beginning, and let's kind of start from there.
Once upon a time, there was a gal. So, I did the millennial thing where I like went to school, got the degree, got a job, met a man, bought a house, had a baby, did all the things. And on paper, everything was fantastic. I had everything that you thought you would want. And inside, I was like, wow, this feels very misaligned with where my life's supposed to be. And there were a lot of things behind closed doors that were happening that obviously made that feel that way as well. So after COVID happened, my daughter was 1. She was born during COVID. So when she was 1 year old, I left my career in retail to go full-time into real estate. So I had been doing it part-time for about 4 years at that point. And like every part-time realtor, I thought I had it figured out. And I was like, I'm going to be so good. It's going to be great. So in June of 21, I had a district manager at the time. I was in corporate retail. And he said, you got to get off the pot. Like, I know that you're doing real estate in the back room all day. I know that this is where your head is at. And he's like, and to be honest with you, it's where it should be. Like, you got to go. Yeah. This isn't your path. So I was like, okay, I can do that. And then 3 months later, my husband and I filed for separation. And so now I have no job, no marriage, no house, right? We sold our house. So I went through this phase of watching other creators and younger than me, like so much younger, making all of this money and getting all of this advertising through putting themselves out on social media. And I just kept thinking like, well, if they can do it, why can't I? Like, I don't understand. If they can do it, there's got to be some kind of formula to this. And so for the next year, I kind of studied what people were doing and started to put myself out there. At the time, I was almost 300 pounds. I'm recently divorced. I'm like going through this major life shift. I'm trying to sell real estate, but that was right when interest rates went up. So like fall of 21, kind of everything started to shift. And so all of a sudden now I'm like 6 months without a paycheck. My bank account is almost at zero. I am freaking out. Like, what am I going to do?
Pressure's on.
Pressure's on. March of 22, I decided to lock in. I stopped drinking alcohol. That was probably the most life-changing decision I ever made. I just knew, like, the stress of not having money, the stress of getting divorced, the stress of being a parent that only had access to her child 50% of the time was driving me to, like, a bottle of wine a night. Like, it was just not the person I wanted to be. So I quit drinking, and then 32 days later, I was like, wow, can we swear on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
No, we swear all
I
the time.
was like, what the do people do when they don't drink? Like I have no friends. I have no hobbies. Like, I don't understand. I didn't realize how much my world revolved around partying, alcohol, drinking.
It's so common in our
Totally.
industry.
Yeah.
Too,
And if you think back to, like, I mean, we're all pretty much the same age, probably. It was glorified when you were younger. You're going to go, nobody went to college for an education. We went to college to party.
Absolutely.
Like, we went to college to have an experience.
Yep.
And so I came out of college with like a degree in communication and drinking. Like, I just, like, I was, like, it just seemed normal that you would kill a bottle and a half of wine a night. Like, why? What's wrong with that? So day 32 of no alcohol, I went to a skate rink for the first time. Fell on my ass, couldn't even get around the rink once, and left there with, like, just feeling like I was floating high. Like, oh my God, that was amazing.
So hold on a second. So you went to a skate rink for the first time, not like picking up a passion that you had in the past or something like that?
Last time I had skated was like, doing the chicken dance in like sixth grade at,
Roller
the
Magic
local,
or something?
Yeah, like I was down in South Shore, Mass. Yeah, it's called Carousel now. But no, I had never really been into roller skating as a kid. I'd gone a couple of times to the skate rink when I was younger, but I actually was like never that good at it. So I like didn't really get into it.
So what made you pick that? I was like, hey, I'm just going to go roller skating.
So when I was pregnant with Autumn, I was on Instagram, and this is during COVID. So during COVID, roller skating kind of had a bit of a resurgence on social media. And I remember watching all these people being like, this looks so fun. It looks so freeing. They look so graceful. And I remember actually saying it to my husband at the time, and I think him laughing at me like, yeah, that's not you. Like, it's not you. And so it had, I had saved a bunch of videos on my phone. It had been in my algorithm for a bit. And I had screenshotted that there was an adult skate night at United Skates. And this was when I was pregnant. So obviously I wasn't going to be skating anytime soon. But I had screenshotted it, and it was in my phone. And then how like iPhone will tell you like you have memories, memories pop up. So while I'm in this journey of not drinking, and I'm in my first 30 days, because it was never like I'm going to stop drinking. It was like, I'm going to just not drink for a couple of weeks, and we're going to just see what that does. Yep. I came across one of those screenshots. It popped up in a memory of like an adult skate night. And I thought, okay, I wonder if there's like one happening soon. And so I looked, and there was like one that night. And I was like, well, all right, it. Like, let's go. And so, I go waddling in, and I didn't know anybody. I mean, the videos that I have of like that first night are just, I'm so glad I have them. Like, I'm so glad I took videos of when I was bad. Yeah. So good, because everybody needs to see that like everybody has a starting point, right? So I fell a lot, but I kept showing up. And that was really how I stayed sober for like that first probably year, like going to the skate rink 3 to 4 times a week, going to skate rinks all over the state, going to New Hampshire, to Boston, to Connecticut. It was a community that a lot of people don't drink in that community, but it's a very like
hard to maintain your balance, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's a very California sober community, So there was definitely like more of my people, and so so I start on this skate journey, and one day I'm at the rink, and now I went viral a couple of times back then when I was really bad, because everybody, America's obsessed with bigger women, right? So at the time, I'm like this kind of heavier woman. I had worn a pair of shorts at a skate rink, and the internet went wild. How could you dress like that in front of small children? First off, it was an adult skate night, but it just but I'm in shorts, like not a thong, shorts. But the internet was so offended that this plus size woman would wear shorts, and so half the internet is like screaming, "I need to put clothes on," and the other half of the internet is like, "You leave her alone. She's living her best life." And I was like, "Wow, I'm just gonna like watch this dual house. This is like really insane.
They're fighting and just fueling your algorithm. Right?
And then I got monetized on Facebook. So then I started making money off these videos. So I'm like, well, if I'm broke, real estate's super slow, I might as well just try to like pay my mortgage through Facebook. So I got it so that I was making enough money through Facebook monetization that I was paying my mortgage.
That's wild.
That's
Good
at
idea.
that time. Yeah.
So it wasn't tied to real estate at all. It was just roller skating.
This
videos?
was just roller skating.
Okay.
videos.
Just outrage.
Yeah, it was just outrage and roller skating. So then one night I'm at the rink and I'm flopping around, and this guy says to me, "What do you do for work?" And I said, "I do real estate." He goes, "Oh, what are you, a real eskater?" And I was like, "I am now." Genius.
You paying him royalties still?
Yeah,
For
I
real.
will not name his name. He will not ever know. And so
Nobody listens to this podcast
Yeah.
anyway.
come on. Not yet. Not yet, but we're getting spicy today. So
Absolutely.
this is going to be how Nick goes viral.
We're tagging the Real Eskater everywhere.
Yeah. And so we ended up, so that moment, you know, I had some things kind of transpire that summer that really made me have to, figure out, like, I've never failed at anything in my life. And the fact that I was failing at real estate made me realize like that was the only person at fault was me. I never really took the time to figure out how to be a real estate agent. I knew how to be a corporate employee. I knew how to show up and have someone tell me what to do every day and what metrics to hit and what I had to do to make that work. I never knew what I had to do to make real estate work because it's a very different beast. And of course, like, you know, my broker gave me great advice. I just wasn't following it. I was like, no, I can do this on my own. And so that's when I got real serious about, okay, I've got this attention on the internet. I have a job and a career that I truly can make as much money as I want to make. And the fact that I'm making zero is ridiculous. And what's funny is I was down to, I want to say this is like spring of 23, coming into the summer. I'd done the math finally and like sat down because I had a good amount of money in the bank from when I sold my house. And I did the math and I was like, wow, we have 12 weeks left until we're dead broke. Like I hadn't really looked. I was kind of avoiding it. You know, you're just like, yeah, it's fine. We're not going to look at that. It's fine.
Nothing's happening here.
Nothing's happening here.
That meme of the
Okay.
guy with the flames over
Yeah.
it.
And I realized that, like, you know, we've got 12 weeks to make this work. And if we don't make it work, we've failed ourselves. And what luck would have is at the very same, like at that moment in time, I got a call from my old boss in my retail life and said, hey, I have a job for you. Super easy. I just need you to come run a store, probably be a 6-figure salary. You can do real estate on the side. I don't care. And I was like, wow, okay, well, this is the answer to my prayers, right? Or is it? Because if I say yes to this,
Real estate's not going to work.
real estate's not going to work.
Yeah.
Why would I push myself? Why, if I've got a check coming in every week, I'm not going to be hungry anymore. And I was like, I know this sounds crazy, but I have to turn this down. And she was like, I thought you were struggling. I thought you had no money. I was like, oh, I'm broke as I've got nothing. But if I say yes to this, I'll continue to just live a life of someone else telling me what to do. I can't. And so I made a commitment that the next 12 weeks I was just going to do whatever it took and I eat, slept, and breathed real estate. I started posting about myself doing real estate. Even though I didn't have a lot of deals going on, I was going to, you know, whether I was covering an inspection for somebody else or covering showings or covering open houses, you know, it's almost like fake it till you make it a little bit, right? Like you just need to know that I'm doing real estate. And I realized that I wasn't I was ashamed that I wasn't as successful as I wanted to be. So I wasn't posting about anything about real estate because of the shame that I had that I wasn't successful. And I finally said, like, if you keep doing this, if you don't at least put yourself out there, then there's no way to be successful. You're just never going to know. So for 12 weeks straight, I posted every day. I started bringing more real estate content into my posts. I started listening to podcasts about real estate, what was happening out there, and giving advice to my audience based on what was happening in the market, not specifically from my personal experience, but from what I was reading in the stats. And, you know, eventually the phone just started ringing. And so I have a screenshot of this. The day my bank account hit $73, like all my accounts were depleted, was the day I cashed $12,000 in commission checks. Wow. And that bought me 3 months. It bought me 90 days. And we were like, okay, we're going to do it again. And so now I'm posting content every day. Now I'm kind of studying like what's working. And at that point, I didn't really have a niche. I was kind of just throwing spaghetti at the wall. And all of a sudden, though, because now I'm focused on my career and I'm focused on social media and people are calling me about real estate. And now the stress level is going down from, there's finally money coming in. So the weight started pouring off me, and I'm roller skating 5-6 times a week. And it just all of a sudden, it kind of blew up into this.
Stars aligned.
Yeah, it did. And, in November of 23, I almost gave up. I was at 2,000 followers for like the longest time. And I think when you're doing something every single day and you're putting so much time and energy into it, and you have to ask yourself, like, what is this worth it? And I'm not a super religious person, but I do like believe in a higher power. And I got down and was like, hey, I know I haven't talked to you in a while. I'm just curious. Can you please give me a sign that this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Because I'm so tired and I don't know if this is working. And I feel like I am beating my head against a wall. And I'm not making any traction. So just tell me, show me, is this the right thing? And I went to the Movement Mortgage holiday party that night. And I must have had like 6 people come up to me who I'd never met. And they were like, I love your content. Like, don't stop.
Wow.
Like, are you the Real Eskater? Don't stop. And I was like, oh my God, that works so fast. Thank you. Thank you so much. I went viral 60 days later for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like the first time that it mattered. And then so like that video that went viral was a roller skating before and after. It was, hey, here's me kind of flopping around on skates with my helmet and my pads, looking like, like, oh my God, what am I doing? And then it just transforms into like, I'm 70 pounds lighter. I'm doing a spin and I'm doing 7 spins in a row and I'm landing in a split and everybody's like, holy, is this the same person? And so that was the beginning of the virality. That's NBCtoday.com picked up the story.
Wow.
But what happened was it then became like a weight loss story. Like everybody was obsessed. I've had 3 UK magazines. I've been on the cover of 3 of them.
Wow.
And every single one is like, she lost 40 stone.
That's what they're fixated on.
That's what they're fixated on. And I had to say in every interview, like, because they'd be like, what did you eat for breakfast? Was it cottage cheese? Or what did you have for breakfast? And I mean, we went back and forth in these interviews for hours because I was like, yeah, I eat cottage cheese, but I'm telling you, it's self-love. Like, you just really got to love yourself. So, I've really worked hard to shift the narrative of like, this isn't a weight loss story. Right. This is like, I changed everything about my insides and my outsides ended up matching it. And I think that's such an important message for people because
so much more powerful.
Yeah. Like, look, I tell people, like, I'm up 30 pounds right now. Like, like weight is a fluctuating thing. And so is healing, right? So both those things come hand in hand. But I'm not a weight loss story. I'm if you decide to change your life at any point in time, totally can. Like,
be happy.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like, and if you find yourself every day complaining about the same thing and thinking, I'm unhappy, you have free will. Like, there is nobody stopping you from changing circumstances. Yes, everyone has different ones, but there are people who've been way worse off than I am and done way more, and vice versa, right? Yeah. So like, yes, I'm special because I believe I'm special, but I'm no more special than anybody else who wants to believe they're capable of changing.
Self-belief.
Self-belief.
So important.
It's empowering.
You hit a lot of things there too. Motivation.
Yep.
When you were down to the last $12 or whatever it was in your bank account. I also heard the sense of being competitive. And I know we often talk to realtors too, like, you have to be competitive, even if it's with yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
You have to always be trying to get a little bit better each and every single day. And then just looking busy and like having people get naturally attracted to you. We tell new agents on our team all the time. It's like, you have so many opportunities with the more successful agents on the team. Go cover that home inspection, cover that smoke detector inspection, get out there in the field, just put the content out there and people are going to think you're way busier than you are. And before you know it, the business is going to start flowing, So it's such a good opportunity for people to take advantage of that. And more should, that's for sure. So,
well, it was interesting. Someone sent me a screenshot yesterday and it wasn't I didn't run this. And then I did run it in my own ChatGPT just to check. But somebody said, hey, did you see the screenshot? And it was a realtor and they asked who's the top social media brands for Rhode Island real estate. And it was like Connie Stowers, number 1, but it was like, she doesn't talk about real estate. Like, if you go to my page, the only real estate I talk about is when I skate through the houses and I do a house tour.
Sure.
Other than that, you will not find anything real estate related except for my bio, my name, right? Everything that's SEO searchable. I build a brand off of know, like, and trust. I build a brand off of, you're going to like me and know me. And I've dealt with death, divorce, disability, downsizing, diapers, diamonds. So guess what? If you go through any of those changes, I can help you because I've done all of it. And you've watched me do all of it.
Yeah.
So if I can do it for myself, I can do it for you. But even, I think that people think like, oh, I have to talk about just real estate. No, you just have to show up and you have to sprinkle in the real estate so people know. I think stories is great for that,
Absolutely.
right? Your stories is a great place to keep people involved in your daily life. And your grid is a great place to let people know who you are and what you stand for and your story.
Love that. That's
I've,
really
I've
cool.
noticed that you also sprinkled in your accent occasionally. When
I
the
heard a
D's,
couple
I've
times.
noticed that
yeah.
too.
when the D's came in, the diapers.
Diapers, yeah. So I'm originally from south of Boston. So my
Okay.
family's from Dorchester, which I can't even
Dorchester,
say.
yeah.
Dorchester. So I sold a 3-decker in Dorchester a couple of years ago, and
There
like
you go.
that was just I was like, it's a 3-decker in Dorchester, and that's just how it goes.
So it comes
Did you
out.
skate through that one?
That was the first time I skated in a video, and I said to my broker, I said, "Hey, what do you think about me skating through houses?" He was like, "If you sell is good with it, go for it."
Yeah, why not?
All right, let's
That's
do
awesome.
it.
So did you brand yourself as the Real Eskater early on, or was that later down the road? Did you have to like start a new page, or like how did that all evolve?
Yeah, so I used to be closing with Connie.
Yep.
And then it was closing with Connie as a skate in the park. And then it turned, so then it turned into after that guy said that to me, I think I changed my name like that day. And what's funny is there's a Real Eskater out in Colorado, slightly different handle. And I got a referral from her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she sent me a referral
That's awesome.
because she found me and was like, "You're a Real Eskater. I'm a Real Eskater." But we just got the trademark in. So Real Eskater is now officially trademarked. So the people I love, I'm letting them keep their Real Eskater name, but nobody else gets to be a Real Eskater from here on out. But yeah, so as soon as I kind of like realized that this was the path, I locked in and I was like, we're going all out.
Sure.
Logos, everything. Let's just do it.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
cool. So that certainly seems like that time taught you a ton. I know you shared so many key takeaways already, but if you had to say one lesson that it taught you, what would that be?
I think you have to be able to shift, right? Like whatever life throws at you, if you have the belief that you're stuck with what life throws at you and you can't maneuver out of it, that's a limiting belief. I think it really showed me that like anything is possible. If, I used to be excited about like, I just want to make $100,000. Like I just want to make 100,000. And then I realized what a limiting belief that is in real estate, right?
Sure.
So it showed me that delusion. Just gotta be delusional. What do you want? What do you want out of life? And like define what you want. And really, like if that's what you want. And I save every journal I've had since I was a kid. And I went back and read journals from like 22 and 23. And like I have 10,000 followers. I have 10,000 followers. Well, okay, we met that. So then the next one was like, well, I have 100,000 followers. Okay, we met that. I inspire millions of people. Well, yeah, you do. Monthly, you hit 1.4 million views. So like all these things that were like manifestations and affirmations before are now reality. And it's made me realize like we went small. We got to go bigger. We got to go a
that.
lot bigger.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm such a firm believer in that and actually putting it, to paper or however you want to track your goals or affirmations or whatever it might be. But I'm a big believer in that. I've done that my whole career.
Yeah.
Used to have a book where I would just track my monthly income goals, conversations, all that kind of stuff. But it's so true. Like we put these limiting beliefs on ourselves. I remember when we first were starting the team back in 2016, I was a solo agent at the time doing about 50 deals a year on my own. And I was talking to my old man at the time, second generation broker. And I was like, my man, I think there's more. There's teams, there's people out there doing this whole teams thing. It wasn't super popular yet back in that time frame. And I was like, I think we can find ways to push this to the next level and get X for income and get Y or whatever it might be. And he was like, you're doing really well. Like, why don't you just be happy with where you are? And I'm just like, that's not my DNA. Like, I don't put a ceiling on my potential growth. And he's like, it's a kind of we had this joke between us of like, it's an old man's way of thinking. I'm just saying you're a solo agent who kind of does this amount and there's no more time in the day. You're super successful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations. You made it. It's like, there's so much more beyond that. If you can just continue to push yourself.
Have you ever read the cash flow quadrant?
No, I have not.
Robert Kiyosaki. So cash flow quadrant, left side of the quadrant is independent contractors and people who work for other businesses. Right side of the quadrant is, investment and business owners. So if you're on the left side of the quadrant, you're always going to have to trade your time for money, no matter what. Solo agent, right? 50 deals a year. That's trading your time for money.
Yep.
I never read a full book. I read like what I need out of a book and then I say, okay, we're good. So that what you just discussed exactly right there, like, yeah, you were doing great, but you're always going to have to trade your time for money if you continue on that model. And if you don't figure out how to make that a business or an investment, then that'll be the rest of your life. But I think that you and I are probably very similar in the fact of I could probably be living a life of luxury, right? And like, have every like name brand bag shoe I wanted if that's where I put my money. I just reinvest my money right back into my passions, right? My businesses, my brand. I have a much bigger vision. It's a sickness. It's what it is, actually. I got a tax return this year, and I was like, how did I get a return? They're like, you spend a lot of money. I'm like,
First step is admitting you have a problem.
Right, exactly. But, I think like when you have these visions, when you are somebody who has a dream, it gnaws at you like every single day, do more, do more, do more. And if you have ADHD, it's like, start a business, read a book, and like, I wake up some days and I'm like, the book should be written already. And it's like, chill out. My God, just relax, enjoy it. So it's hard to be somebody who has a relentless dream and you just can't stop until you get there. But the journey is like, you don't want to get there though, because like the
journey's the fun part.
That's the adrenaline. Like, because as soon as I hit a goal, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep.
Next, what's the next goal? They never celebrate it. You just keep going.
I'm working on a side project right now, and I won't share the details yet, but I'm trying to get my wife. I want to have something that replaces her income so she can stop in her current role. And I had this idea, and she can help out with it and this and that. And I'm going through it, and I had like Claude Design put together a whole brand ID kit and logos and like the whole 9 yards and filed for the LLC and all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm sharing it with her, and she's like, "You think we have time for this?" And I'm like, "We'll find time for that."
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. No, we don't have time. Claude has time.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah, but it was so fun. Like, just going through that process. Like, it's such a rush. I love it. So it's so cool. So I got a question. I want to go down one other thing first. Sorry, go ahead, John.
Let John get a
come on. He's got to learn to really get in there.
I know. Well,
jump in, John.
Keep talking over me.
Jump in, John.
There's so many things I want to get into. I want to learn about your other businesses and different things. But you had made a comment at one point about us needing to make our content more edgy.
Yeah.
And I really want to know your thoughts on how do we make Nick more edgy? do we put him in a leather jacket on some roller skates? What do we do with him?
Shots
I do
fired.
think that roller skates are always a way to introduce a little edginess to every brand. Anything on wheels. I think it's a matter of how comfortable or uncomfortable you're willing to be, and what you're willing to talk about. Right. So like you basically determine, what am I willing to share and what am I not.
He'll share anything.
He'll share anything.
Yeah,
he's an open book.
This is kind of the route I wanted to go down too.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
But he was gonna spin it on me.
He seems like, I gotta say, you seem like such a good boy. Like, we gotta figure out. I don't know how to make you.
Got him
Give me a
pegged.
little clap there on your little machine. I don't know how to make you edgy. I need to know like I gotta know your dirty little secrets.
We don't want to let those out. But, so we tried to do some like edgier, funnier stuff, and at times you got some good interaction and whatnot. But I got to say, like, I didn't feel authentic doing it. Like, I don't consider myself a comedian.
Yeah.
I don't. I try to put myself in the shoes of like
no humor whatsoever.
No humor.
No sense
I
of
have
humor.
some humor.
But he can serve his own role. There's different types of creators. So maybe
I agree.
So maybe his role is like the dark, moody room. Like maybe this becomes mood lighting.
Yeah.
He's there and he's like sitting at the table and he's giving his like talking head, but
Right.
it's edited in cinematic,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, he could be the straight man for sure. You could be the metaphorical guy we fire out of the cannon. Just utilize you to the best of our ability. But I do like that. I do like a sort of a noir thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty boring. I mean, I'm a pretty boring guy. Like, I like
There's
to
your
play
answer,
golf.
by the way.
I like to like go to conferences, hang out with my family. I mean, it's not a ton, But
You've got a
beyond that-
rich inner life. We just gotta get to the bottom of it.
But my point was like, I don't know. So it didn't feel authentic
maybe
to
not.
me.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I put myself in my shoes. I'm a big golfer, as we were just talking about upstairs.
What's edgier than golf?
I know exactly. But that's like been my passion. Played in high school, played in college. Not that I'm that good or anything like that, but I belong on a
pretty
golf
good.
course, and
You're good.
I'm not that good.
You're
I'm
pretty good.
I'm above average, but
you're good.
still not anywhere near very good.
Sure.
So anyway, but my sphere, most of my business comes from the golf course. And I tried putting myself in the shoes of $1 million seller of like, are they going to want to hire the guy who opens up a fire extinguisher on the front lawn of Centerville Road? And that didn't feel authentic to me or my audience
Right.
personally, So like, I know I decided to go, I think we get a little edgy on this podcast,
Yeah.
Well, I think, but you're bringing up a good point. So my first question to you, like if you were a client of mine, my first question would be, who's your audience? Are you trying to attract sellers, buyers, or are you trying to attract agents?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Because you have a different goal than your agents are going to
100%,
have.
yeah.
And so, number one, defining who you're speaking to is going to be like your key thing. Who am I
sure.
talking to?
Yep.
Number two, I don't think I've seen any videos of you on the golf course. Have I?
No.
Okay, so that's
my
a problem.
that's my me time.
Right. Well, it's your me time,
Yeah.
but if your goal is to show up on social media, there's the edgy approach, right? There's the lifestyle approach. It sounds like you are more of a lifestyle brand. You, like you said, you like to hang out with your family, you like to golf, you like to, you run a real
Travel,
estate team, you travel.
Yeah.
So if you're going to show up on social media and you want to show up authentically, you need to figure out, well, what are the things that I like to do? How do I make that interesting content?
Sure.
And how do I get used to just recording myself a little bit here and there so that I have content to push out?
Absolutely.
I think
You
I
know,
got it.
JT's got something.
What do you
I got it.
What is it?
So my 4-year-old is obsessed with these trick shot videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And there's these kids that have gone absolutely viral. They do a lot of like basketball shots. They do bottle flips. They've incorporated some golf. You should do golf trick shots.
That would be sick.
I'm
If
not
you
that
could pull it
good.
off.
I'm not that good.
You just have to practice.
Well, I was even thinking though, even just this is free consultation right here.
I love it.
I was even thinking.
That's why I have guests on.
Yeah, exactly. I was
is all
even
being
thinking, but
recorded.
if like if it's a good cinematic shot, like you swing, you hit, you turn, and you like swing and a miss, and then you share a story of like one of your misses in real estate, right?
Yep.
Like something you missed, or a hole in one. Hey, let me tell you about a hole in one I had with a client,
Yeah.
right? So like you take those golf metaphors, you bring
Selling
them
with me would
into
be a hole in fun.
Yeah,
hole in fun.
no, but
Oh.
yeah, I like it. I'm also at a different stage too. Like most of my business is referral business at this stage
Yeah.
in my life. I'm not trying to like.
He's past the
No, I'm not.
Well, he needs to attract agents. Like,
That's exactly
his,
where I was
agents
yeah.
is going to be his
Yeah.
like bread and butter.
Yeah.
And so like where that comes in is, you obviously have a lot of different things to offer, right? You've got your moving truck, you've got your, podcast room and your different, you have a lot of things. So highlighting that in a way that you need visibility. So in order to get visibility, you have to have good content that people will watch. If nobody watches if you start every video off with like, "Hello, I am Nick Slope,"
That's the worst. Yes, exactly.
right?
You could have that open.
Welcome to
yeah.
1, 2 swipe.
Yeah, no one gives a.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But if you started off with like, "Do you give a shit about where you work?"
Yep.
So do I. Here's what I have to offer you at Slocum Real Estate.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Love
Edgy.
it.
With that hook.
Now, what about John? John has zero hobbies. He doesn't like the
I refuse
sun.
to believe that John has zero hobbies. He has a purple jacket on right now.
I think
Thank
one.
you,
There is
Connie.
not a man with a purple jacket who has zero hobbies.
Is your
Thank you,
hobby
Connie.
terrorizing Gotham?
Oh, shots have been fired.
Brutal.
Shots have
I love
been
you, John.
fired.
I think
love
your
you,
hobby
John.
might be collecting suit jackets or
Maybe.
blazers, and that's basically. You should start a
Maybe
channel.
that's
about
my
it.
thing.
Might be.
There you
Oh,
go.
that would be cool. Yeah, I could see
Never
that.
wear a suit jacket twice is John's rule.
That's
I love
right.
that.
Like a sort of GQ, like a menswear. Yeah, I like that.
Who's
That'd
the
be cool.
guy I follow on social? He's like an older guy, but he's always talking about how to dress for different seasons for professional men. He's always smoking a cigar. He's like, I don't know, all gray haired
Real
and bald
man's
and
man.
shit.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty cool. It's entertaining.
See, I
Sort of like the
appreciate
most
that
I have,
interesting
I
more.
have a t-shirt and jeans on, but
I
You usually
appreciate
dress
that
nice,
more.
though.
Someone sent me a video recently. So in my office, I have a rack with like 8 jackets on it, and
Yeah.
I'll come in a t-shirt in the morning, and I'll just pick a jacket, throw it on. And someone sent me a video of Mr. Rogers coming through the door. But
He put his sweater on.
yeah, you're like, that's you, and you come into your office.
That is spot on. That is spot on.
We might be onto something here.
But I think Connie hit a lot on the head of like who is your target audience, and certainly the main point of this podcast, we shifted the narrative. So originally it was just the three of us shooting the talking about real estate market stats, what's going on in the industry.
Nobody gives a
and then we no one cares.
Nobody cares.
So
Nobody cares
one
unless they're
cares
trying
about
to buy a house. They don't care.
Exactly. So now the last, 20 episodes, whatever, it's been all guests for the most part, and like
Yeah.
bring on other agents, whether they're local or somewhere else in the country, and bring them on through Riverside or whatever. And it's done two things. It's helped us with agent attraction. It's helped us learn different tools, strategies, and tactics that work, both locally and across the country. And it's all, trying to be agent facing and provide
Yeah.
value to agents in the community. So that's exactly why we went that direction, was to hopefully identify and target that
Yeah.
audience. So yeah, so I love it.
Good stuff.
So what are you gonna be, John? What's your shtick?
Everyone needs a shtick nowadays.
He's got perfect
about this
teeth.
Thank you.
I feel like
Does
that
have
could be a
nice
whole
teeth.
Oh,
chick
damn.
right there. He
Yeah,
does.
maybe
Have
you could
ever
just eat
noticed?
corn on the cob on the camera.
Yeah, that'll
Try on
that'll
different
work.
jackets.
so
That'd be
That
cool.
is, there is
About
an
my
entire
teeth right
market for people eating food, especially on TikTok.
I may be in that market.
People roast me about all the corn in my teeth.
They do. Ah, okay.
No, I'm saying they would.
They would, yeah, definitely.
So,
That's the
yeah.
thing is she started with a lot of negativity. Maybe we need to court some danger. You know what I mean? To get people in, and then we should pivot.
So I come into the office, pick out my jacket, sit down at my desk for some nice corn on the cob.
Yes.
Connie has a lot going on. I want to learn about your other businesses.
Hold on a second, I got another question.
How you're working with Claude. Sorry.
Let John talk, Nicholas.
Brutal.
Brutal.
Let's talk about some of your other businesses. What else is going on?
We got SkateMate. SkateMate is
Tell us more.
It's my baby. This is my passion. So
Go on.
It's the most common question I got. So, now I'm this girl who's roller skating, and I was bad and then I was good, and I was heavy and then I was thin, right? So the internet obviously wants to know, like, well, how can I do that too? Right? You see somebody doing something and everybody asks, how do I do it too? And so I got flooded with questions in my DMs and comments of like, what skates do I buy? What wheels should I buy? How do I start? What do I do? And so at first I tried to answer all of them. And then I was like, this is not going to work. So I wrote a book. I wrote a book called Roll With It. It's an adult guide to roller skating. And it's everything I wish I knew when I started. What skates to buy, what wheels to buy, what are bearings, what's the anatomy of a skate and how do you take care of it? Because to be honest with you, learning to skate is like the second part of it. Having the right skates on is really pretty critical to your success if you're going to roller skate, because the wrong wheels on the wrong surface will absolutely like ruin your experience. So once I made that book, people started signing up and they started buying it. And then I started getting questions of like, well, can I come skate with you? And I was like, whoa, that's an interesting concept. How do I do that? Like, how do I bring people to skate with me? I'm a busy real estate agent. I'm a mom, right? Like, I can't just be meeting up with people to skate every day.
Sounds kind of dangerous.
It sounds a little dangerous. And, I think, like, the universe does work in very mysterious ways. It's been like 5 years now, so I try to get my timeline right. Yeah, so in 2024, it was the winter of 2024, I got the opportunity to apply for an entrepreneurship program called E4All. And their goal is to help you launch a small business. And they called me to apply, and I was like, I'm just too busy. I got real estate. Like, I'm a mom. It's too much. And they're like, we really think you should apply. Like, you had an idea, because I had an idea previously of like a coaching business, but it just like hadn't come to fruition. And so I applied at like 11:50 p.m. ChatGPT helped me right there. It was due at midnight. I like last minute decision. I kind of just had this gut feeling like you should do this. And so I wrote this whole business plan for how to like start a roller skating business. Originally, it was going to be for kids. Underprivileged kids, city, maybe inner city, people in the system, getting them exposure to roller skating, if you're going to be on the streets, do it on wheels. So that was like the original plan, the original idea. I got accepted to the program. I was maybe like 1 week past acceptance and a couple of weeks before we started. And I had a vision. I'll say a vision. I had a night where I had a little California sober night for myself and had some visions. And the vision I had was, I was with the wrong audience. Like, did I think that kids should be exposed to skates? Yeah, but I have this massive following of middle-aged women. Why am I leaving them behind? Like, why am I not listening? And they even asked me that in the interview. They were like, why are you not doing something for grown-ups? And I was like, well, do you think grown-ups would come to a skate program? And they were like, this is your audience. Like, this is who you should build this for.
That's how you started.
So that's how I started. So so I took this 12-week accelerated program, and while I was in it, that's when I started going viral, and that's when NBCtoday.com picked up the story. So then, I kept saying, okay, I'm going to start this adult roller skating community called SkateMate. But then I kept putting it off because I didn't feel qualified to teach skating. I knew that I knew how to skate, but I'm not a technical skater. I didn't learn to technically skate. I just fell enough times to figure out how to figure it out. And so then the road show brought me on, and they were like, so when are you launching? And I was like,
next week.
August, and I was like, ugh. So now my DMs are flooded. Like, please let me know. I'll come. So, the pressure was on. So I found a couple of instructors from all around, because I know so many skaters at this point. So I recruited some instructors to come down. We hosted our first one in August. And, I think we had like 20, 25 people show up, which I was shocked. I thought nobody would come. And they were like, we love it. We want more. And so now we just had our sixth one last night. On a Monday night, we had 38 people come out. 2 Sundays ago, we had almost 70 people sign up. And these are just people
awesome.
that are grown-ups that just want to learn to roller skate. We hosted.
So it's just like entry level learn to skate kind of deal.
So we do entry.
So curious about it.
So we do. If you're a
roller
beginner
skate.
and haven't stepped on skates ever, or this is your first time, we have an instructor dedicated for like brand new beginners. And then we have instructors dedicated for intermediate. So like last night, I taught the intermediate group and we learned some drills for dancing. And then we did a choreographed dance together because I will have a skate crew someday. Like you will see me on America's Got Talent with my middle-aged skate crew. And so what has happened though is like, it's not a skate class. It's this community of people who, yes, you're going to fall, but guess what? You're going to get back up. Yes, you're going to be uncomfortable. Yes, it's going to be sore. You're going to do something that feels really weird and awkward. And you're probably going to feel embarrassed, right? Because this feels so different. But you're also going to meet other people who are doing the same thing, who are also showing up and putting themselves out there. So like now I get DMs like, oh my God, like me and the girls from SkateMate, like we went out for coffee the other day. And oh, like I can't wait to the next. It's just become this thing that's like bigger than me, which right side of the quadrant, right? Like left side of the quadrant, the Real Eskater sells real estate and has a social media channel, but right side of the quadrant, SkateMate exists now. And I love that I'm the founder, but I also love that it doesn't revolve around me completely. It revolves around a community that I'm building. Awesome. We started a Facebook group that was like for our first event, I made a Facebook group and just to shoot it out so people could see. We have 6,200 people in it. It blew up. We have people from all over the world in it, and everybody shares skating tips and people ask each other questions and people meet up. So like my goal is to license SkateMate out to rinks across America. And the world so that there can be other adult roller skating communities.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Is this regional right now? You're just hoping to expand, or what's
yeah.
that look like
So
here?
right now we are primarily out of United Skates in Rumford, and but we've had a couple of rinks kind of chatting with us and reaching out to see if we'd want to host all over. So it's one of those things where I'm like, wow, okay, like I guess people want this. Because, a lot of people have programs for kids to learn to skate, but you don't really see a lot advertised for adults and grownups to learn. And quite frankly, we need the teaching more because kids can like fall and be like, oh, whatever. You fall and you're like, oh, I just broke a hip.
Can't move for 5 days. Yeah. So.
So SkateMate's just it's becoming like its own community and its own little world. And we just did this hat order, and we just shipped hats all over the country. We have people from all over buy them, and
that's cool.
Yeah, so we're just I don't know where it's going, but I'm excited for it. I'm just waiting to see what happens.
Sounds fun.
with
You
it.
light up when you talk about it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
we're
awesome.
good.
That's
We're good.
great. That's cool. We should do a team skate night sometime.
should.
That'd be
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Connie
Absolutely.
can teach us how to skate.
We can host a private SkateMate.
Absolutely.
Love it.
100%.
Good stuff. Cool. So I know you're also super into AI too, Connie. So
Yeah, I
let's
pissed
hear
some people off with that recently.
Did you?
Yeah. I think a lot of people, I think there's a lot of feelings around AI, right? Especially
Nate's got most of them to my left. Yeah.
I've got a few.
Well, but there is a responsibility, right? Like how we use this. I mean, when it's used irresponsibly and we look at how the world is impacted from it, it is a scary thing. But I also give the pushback that if you don't learn it and you don't understand it, you can't be involved in policy, procedure, and especially for women. I have a lot of women that I know that are like, I'm against it. I won't have anything to do with it. Do you use Siri? Because guess what Siri is? Siri's AI. Do you use Google? Because guess what Gemini is? It's AI.
The Zestimate is AI.
It's all AI.
been around
So
for a
if
long
you're going to
time.
tell me that you're not going to use AI, then you better put that black box in your hand down. Sorry, So I've kind
Gloves have
of
been
He
dropped.
does not like this right now.
No. It's fine. Yeah.
but I also feel very strongly that like women need a place at this table for a lot of reasons. One of them being AI is based on input, right? Your output is based on input. So if it's primarily men using AI all throughout the world, then guess what the input's going to be? It's going to be male perspective, male voice. We also don't realize that AI gives in some ways, very surface level information based off of what it can source on the internet because it's not going behind paywalls, right? Like if you have a login to get information, it can't access that. It can only access what's publicly available. And so you have to understand all of the components of it so that you can utilize it effectively. You can utilize it in a smart way, but you can also be involved in, the decision making. Like the boardrooms can't be filled with men for AI when it comes to policy and procedure, or women are gonna lose their voice in this fight. That's my soapbox. I shall step off now.
So how are you using it in your real estate business?
So I'm very ADHD, if you haven't realized that already. And so my primary function right now has been, how do I take the things that are bottlenecks for me and create systems around them that are going to help me? So the way I use it to help my real estate business is to free up my time so I can do my lead gen, and free up my EA's time, because I have 5 email addresses, right? Like we've got real estate, we've got roller skate, we've got social media, brand deals, we've got all this stuff. Yeah. So we've built an EA for email specifically. Every morning I get a brief. Here's all of the emails. Here's your drafted responses. What do you want to push off to the EA to respond to? What do you want to take care of? I've built a calendar EA. So I just screenshot if anything is in my calendar, I screenshot it to my calendar EA, and that'll tell me, do I have anything that's conflicting in that moment? Because one of the things that I noticed was a bottleneck was I'd tell my EA, hey, can you book this appointment? And then they're coming back to me, well, you have this and this, do you want to move it here? But AI can look at your whole schedule and say, here is the best pockets of time based on commute, based on, where you need to be in 2 hours. These are the pockets of time that are going to work best for that. So we're using it for that. I have a inspection report versus, and I got this idea from my broker, like an inspection report versus a sales disclosure, running both in. What didn't the seller disclose that's on this inspection report? So those are things that we have a better chance at kind of negotiating because they weren't disclosed. Trying to think of what else we've done. It's really anything I can do to build mini systems that make my life easier and free up my brain. One of the biggest things I'm using it for is figuring out our social media strategy. So using Claude and Code to run through my Instagram and give me 30, 60, 90-day audits, what captions work the best, what calls to action work the best. I'm trying to use Claude and Code. I was so mad when Fable was only around. Oh my God.
I was in the middle of a massive project with it, and it's just I'm fiending right now. I'm looking at Twitter every 20 seconds to figure out exactly.
I built this fancy little intake form, which it's just links to a Google Sheet, but it looks fancy, and it's a whole buyer intake form. But that buyer intake form feeds into a Claude chat that creates search criteria for my EA. I don't know if you guys run into this, but when you have executive assistants who don't live in the States, it's hard to have them set up a search of something specific for a client of I want to be near East Side, right?
Yeah. What does that mean?
What does that mean to them? So having AI take your intake form, take all the questions and answers, feed it through its system to say, hey, here's your best search result based on what your client wants. And with MLS, we all know if you put that you want 2 bedrooms, but, if someone says, well, a finished basement would be okay. Well, there's no way to tell MLS that hey, 2 beds, but a basement can be a bedroom. So if it's 1 bed, that's okay. You almost have to have a strategy behind people that are flexible. And so I'm finding that it's giving my EA a better understanding of, I can set up these couple of searches now. Here's one that's going to give them primarily what they want.
Right.
But here's another one that might fit what they want, but it won't be the primary search. We'll keep this one in the back end to look at privately.
Love that. Can you recall one use case where it just absolutely blew your mind and you're like, holy shit, this is technology that's absolutely changed my life?
I can. The other day I made a website called The Application, and it's if you want to book a date with me. It's an entire website. I'm just so over it. I have 3 roles open for 3 different primary partners. You're either going to be somebody who wants to travel with me, you're going to build something with me, or you'll be the emotional available one who wants to watch a movie every once in a while. There's a charge to book something on my calendar because I have no time to waste. I added this, I saw this on someone's Instagram. I thought it was hilarious. All I did was screenshot it, threw it into Claude, and I said, here's what based on everything you know about me, right? Here's what I would want this to look like. 2-second prompt, and it gave me this entire website. And there's so many other better use cases for it. But that one was just wow, all I did was give you a screenshot and an idea.
That's funny.
And you just produced this in 5 hot seconds. Right. But another thing that's blown my mind, I think specifically, is I made an entire project for SkateMate. So this one is more business related. So in Claude, I gave I said, hey, like I wanted a home and a hub for everything SkateMate, so that way I could produce things more easily at scale. Because Real Eskater, like I can run Real Eskater page, I can run Real Eskater content, I edit all my own videos pretty much. When you now add a second platform to that and you want to produce content on that platform that has a different audience, producing that much content over and over again is exhausting. Like you just burn out eventually.
Yeah, let's dig a little deeper on that actually, because
Yeah.
I know a lot of agents feel like I can't post this, doesn't look good enough. In like from what I've seen on your channels, they're not highly produced by any stretch.
No, you'll do better if it's not.
Yeah, if it's just kind of more raw and natural.
Yeah.
Like, what does your editing process look like?
I record a lot and I go through the videos to find pieces of what works. Input will give you output. So I use CapCut a lot for my videos, for my filler content, which is the stuff that I'll post. Like I'll do primary content, which is my storytelling, my videos that I make. And then I put filler content in, which is like the CapCut Auto AI. And in order to get a good output from CapCut AI, you have to give it a good input. So I'll take all the different recordings I have and I'll find the shots that I like, whether it be me on skates or a B-roll of me walking, whatever it might be. I feed those into the CapCut. It'll give you 20 results. I'll pick the top 5. Those go into a folder and my EAs will schedule those usually for trial reels and we'll see what hits. And whatever hits we'll put to our regular audience.
Okay. So that's kind of the process, is trial reels first?
Right, for some of it, for the filler content right now. And then in our SkateMate project in Claude, we gave it color, we gave it the font, the typography, the colors, all of it. So yesterday, before SkateMate, all I said was, I need a sign to sell hats. And it produced a branded pictures of both hat styles, pricing, our logo, everything, because the project has the logo, the brand rules, the instructions, the guidelines, and the brand Bible. So SkateMate has a brand Bible, Real Eskater has a brand Bible. SkateMate has a voice MD, Real Eskater has a voice MD. And it's all built off of my own personal writings. AI has way too much information on me. It's probably going to take over. But I've fed AI like hundreds of pages of my own personal writing so that it truly sounds like me, so that I can produce massive amounts of content, but still edit it and audit it and make sure it's my voice.
Right.
But it sitting there writing, what if you think about 365 days a year times 3, how much content is that? How many captions is that, right?
insane.
No human being can do it. You have to have a system.
Yeah.
But yeah, so trial reels are great if you want to test to see, does it hit? It's only going to get pushed out to people that don't follow you. Right now, we have a system going on the SkateMate page where our trial reel has one call to action, and then what goes on it's the same exact video, but the end of it is different. There's a call to action to link in bio on trials. There's a call to action to comment SkateMate on our main page, which is a ManyChat filter, so it'll automatically DM them a link to SkateMate. My goal is to run these videos for like 2 weeks and then take a look at how many bio clicks did we get, and did it come from the trial reels or did it come from the SkateMate? So see like which converts better, because a link in bio is going to take somebody to your page to physically look at the link.
Off Instagram.
Which it takes, well, it keeps them on Instagram. It's a plus and a minus because they need to be motivated enough to click on your name and go to your link. But the plus sign of someone clicking link in bio is they actually go to your page. If you just say comment SkateMate, like you guys have seen, right? Comment Claude, comment this. Sometimes you never go to that person's page. You just do the keyword and then you move on to the next
Get the
video.
DM and then move on. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I have like 75 DMs of things that I'm like, I was interested in that at 2 a.m, but that was like, I forgot about it now. So, there's different strategies in finding like which one works. And that's I think where social media, you can be authentic and strategic at the same time. And a lot of people get stuck with one or the other. Like, well, I want to be authentic. So if I'm being authentic, I can't actually try to be strategic. Like, absolutely you can. Some of the best creators in the world are that way. You just have to make sure that your messaging aligns with your values.
Right.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Cool. So social media, do you think brand new agent, sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not close enough to the microphone here, Nathan.
You made him turn it down, so
Yeah,
now
so-
he's punishing him.
So brand new agent, do you think social media is a necessity for success in this business?
I think it truly depends on the kind of work you're willing to do. If you're willing to door knock, if you're willing to cold call, if you're willing to do the old school ninja selling, 8x8s, like all the stuff, then no. You don't need it. You can be a completely successful agent not using it. But if you're not willing to do that grueling, like the stuff that like I would cry if you made me do it again.
Yep.
Because that's how I started. I tried to do all that stuff.
Sure.
And I hated it. I'm not a door knocker. I'm not a cold caller. Like my cold calls would be this: "Hi, I'm a realtor. Please don't hang up on me. I know. Please."
That works sometimes.
It does. It does.
I've had a couple of cold calls recently, be like, hey, I'm just going to hit you right up front. It's a cold call, and, just looking for 30 seconds of your time. And I was like,
Yeah, fuck it. I'm driving. You got exactly 30. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Pitch me.
Yeah,
Pitch me.
I want to hear it. And I actually had one keep me on for like 15 minutes recently. And I was like, I got to say, that's one of the best cold calls I ever had. I'm not buying shit from you, but I got to tell you.
Yeah, but it was wonderful. Yeah,
you did a really good job.
Yeah.
If you ever need a job in Rhode Island, I'm hiring.
I'm here. So I think it depends on like what your goal is and what you're willing to do to get there. I think social media is the quickest way to get there. I think it's the ROI is there because it's very little money to produce content. It's completely free if you're if you're just doing it by yourself and you're editing. And honestly, highly produced content. I've had highly produced content. I had a videographer for a year. And we made some amazing footage together that, like, I did a documentary, I did all this stuff that I love, and I've got this incredible footage. But the videos that pop off are the ones on my cell phone that are just raw and real life.
Right.
Right now, the big Yap campaign, right? Like, everybody's just yapping on the phone. Like, that's what's big right now. It's human connection is becoming more and more important. The more AI, like, there's some study that just came out that I saw on TikTok. That's all of my source of reference is TikTok. But, but it was saying in the next 5 years, like in-person events are going to become bigger and bigger. You can't trust what you see on the internet anymore.
Yeah.
Videos, you can't trust it because who knows, is this, and it's so hard to tell, like, wait a minute, is this real or not? And so I think that you being a person, an actual human that's showing up on the camera and talking just like you're talking to your best friend on FaceTime is such an important aspect if you want to go the social media route. Know, like, trust. And let's be real, like, people don't like realtors. Like, there's a lot of people out there, they hate us. They think we're like used car salesmen.
I hate John.
It's because it's only because he dresses better than you. Leave poor John alone.
He's the sweetest guy ever.
I think that, like,
The
when
best,
you
John.
show up,
We love you, John.
we do love you, John.
We do. We all do.
But when you show up
I FaceTime him
authentically,
before bed every night.
Not going to ask to delve any further into that. Anyway,
he's going to be upset that he's not on the FaceTime call. Now you're going to FaceTime call.
I'm a little perturbed. Yeah.
But I think if you're an agent who you want big results and you're willing to put yourself out there, it's a heck of a lot easier than door knocking and cold calling.
Yeah.
Love it. Cool. So you described yourself as a multipreneur, right? You're a mother, realtor. You got Skate Mate. How do you balance all this?
I spend most of my money is on administrative support. And everyone's like, oh my God, how do you do it all? I don't. I hired a wife. I have a wife that comes to my house 2 to 3 times a week. She cooks for me, cleans for me, preps my food. When my kids get into the next age, she goes through all the clothes to make sure that we've got the right sizing. She does my groceries. Like, I could not survive without her. Shout out to Amy. She has her own company. If you're a female entrepreneur or male entrepreneur and you need support at home,
I should hire a sister.
What's her company?
My wife.
So she just launched
time
it.
for that.
She just launched it the other day. Her name is Amy Fonseca. I have to figure out what she's calling it because she just launched bringing on other people into this. But it was the biggest change I made. So I read a book, We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rodgers a couple of years ago. And the whole book talks about, it's very much like buy back your time. Like, what tasks are eating up so much of your time that you could be doing something that's going to bring you in way more money with that time. So the first thing I did after I got my executive assistant overseas was hired Amy at home, because that 12 hours a week that she comes and helps me at my house, the return on that, 12 hours back into my real estate business, 12 hours back into lead gen, 12 hours back into like being in the community and meeting people. My business doubled in a year just with that, like between my 40-hour assistant in the Philippines and the 12 hours at home, doubled my business.
Wow.
So important to delegate whatever you can and spend time on those income generating opportunities. Yeah.
Yep. So now we have Chief of Dreams. So it's a good friend of mine who she only works about 7 to 10 hours a week, but she gives, she helps manage the EAs, the event planning, all the logistics that go behind planning Skate Mate and some of the other events that we host. Then I have another EA we just brought on who's helping run the Skate Mate page. So we have a Skate Mate Instagram. Just hit about 5,000 followers. So we're going to launch a TikTok as well. So she's going to manage the Instagram and TikTok. So her and I have been working closely together to kind of get her to like where I like to edit videos. So I've been training her on editing so that she understands kind of my style and my flow. So the only way that all of this is possible is because I have an amazing team behind me that truly believe in my vision and my delusion. I have, I got a friend, TJ, call him the wizard. He's the one that kind of sat down and taught me everything that I kind of know about AI and Claude and got me into it. And so we vibe code usually on Tuesdays. He was very sad to hear that I'd be here today because we didn't vibe code today. But
Fable's down anyway.
Yeah, Fables. Yeah, forget about it. But it does take a village, and I think understanding though that your time is money and how much is your time worth, and anything that takes away, like if I can delegate it out for less than I can go make, that's what I'm going to do. It's kind of a sickness at this point. I don't want to do it. 80% of my job, I want to be joyful. And that was my goal. Like my business plan in 2026 was 80% of the things that I do should bring me joy. And I understand there's going to be things that I have to do that suck, but I want 80% of it to bring me joy. And I feel like I'm very close to that number. But that number costs a lot on a monthly basis.
Yeah, I get that. I hear you.
You can see the joy, though. It looks like you're achieving that.
Yeah, I've had there's been a lot of times in my life where I've just had to like reevaluate, are we happy? Are we feeling good? And I think everybody thinks that it's always like this uphill climb, and it's not. A year ago, I think I was starting to fall away from, I was getting a lot of attention and gaining a lot of traction. I had a lot of people in my ears about what I should be doing and where I should be going and who I should be marketing to and how I should be marketing. And it all of a sudden started to feel like, oh, this is starting to feel like it's not me anymore. This is really starting to feel like a corporate version of me. Like I cussed on a video, and the woman who was helping me with branding called me and was like, we got to take that down. Like, we've got people looking at you for different shows and podcasts, and they're not going to be. I said, listen, I can't show up any differently than I've been showing up. This is just who I am. Yeah. So if somebody's offended because I said a swear word, a 4-letter word from it's 4 letters put together from an alphabet that really means nothing. We've just made it mean something.
I'm not for them. Yeah.
Like then that's not my audience, and that's fine. And so I've had to reevaluate a lot of times of how the path we're on, is this the right path? And we've, and I think one of the things about being an entrepreneur is you have to be willing to shift quickly. Like if something's not working, exit. If it's not working because you're not putting in the effort, well then, okay, different story. But if you're putting in the effort and you're putting in the time and that path just doesn't seem to be what you want, don't think that just because you decided this was what you were going to do, you have to do it.
Right.
Shift. Change gears.
Yep. Love it.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's move into some fun and personal stuff.
Yeah.
Some lightning round stuff. So roller skating playlist. What is the first song that comes on?
Oh, Doja Cat, Paint the Town Red.
Oh, nice.
That was what we did last night for our choreo. Because it's so sexy and it's great for crossover.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. So yeah, that one, that's my go-to, just because I think that was one of the first songs that I truly felt like I could jam to and skate to and look cool doing it.
That's awesome. Lucy would be happy to hear that. So would you rather never be able to post on social media again?
Oh God.
Or never roller skate again?
I refuse to answer. This is putting bad things into the universe. Do you know that I'm having
crazy hypotheticals here? This is what we like to do.
It's not crazy. Do you know that I'm having reconstructive surgery on my ankle in October?
Oh, no. Oh.
Yes, I'm actually going to be off skates for 10 weeks.
Will you be live streaming that?
So I really have to figure out what I'm going to do on social media for this whole 10 weeks. I would say social media. I would have to give up the social media. Okay. I couldn't give up roller skating because social media, I love the validation. Listen, I'm a Libra. I like attention. I'm not going to hide that. Okay. So the validation I get from social media is oh, okay, there's a little boost in my
warm hug.
And there's certain people out there that don't like that. And well, that's just on you. However, but roller skating physically brings me joy. I don't think there is a moment that I've ever had, I've been in a bad mood and got on skates and felt like, oh, I'm still in a bad mood. So I really want to do a TED Talk someday. And, TED Talks can't just be inspirational. They have to have some kind of technology or education. But the bilateral movement in roller skating is very similar to the bilateral stimulation you get from EMDR, which if you're familiar with that, it's a type of psychotherapy that helps with trauma. EMDR is the therapy that I did when I first got divorced that really kind of helped shift where I was mentally. I'm a big believer of it. And so I truly believe that even just that bilateral movement of skating kind of shifts something in you from a dopamine perspective. So I hope I never have to make that choice.
Terrible.
But
terrible.
Skating, yeah, because it's something that brings joy from inside. It's not the external.
Love that. All right, so hypothetical situation again. You're hiking in the woods in Alaska.
Yeah.
You
I choose the bear.
Oh,
No,
Yes.
sorry. I thought she was smarter than that.
Good
Come on,
choice.
come on.
Good choice.
Brilliant.
All right.
Excellent
All right,
choice.
JT, take us away.
All right, lightning round. First thing that comes to your mind. Book every real estate agent should read.
Ninja selling.
Most underrated skill in real estate.
Talking to people.
Oh, yeah.
One question you wish clients asked more often.
I have to do exactly what the contract says, right? I can't back out. I think they think it in their head. They think they just this is just a piece of paper. As I know, it's a
not
legally
real.
binding document. It really means though what you said it means.
Oh, yeah.
What's your biggest real estate pet peeve?
I've been in the business 30 years. That one.
I'm getting close. 20.
Yeah.
We're old.
You are. Don't become that guy.
Best advice you've ever received.
Oh, I've gotten a lot of it. I think best advice I ever received was like real estate is a path to wealth. And so like, don't give up this path for anything else. This is the path to wealth.
Yeah.
So just keep going.
Awesome.
Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck on roller skates or 100 duck-sized horses while wearing heels?
Oh, threw the added element of the heels in there. That was good.
First one, because I'm way
First
too
one?
unsteady on heels.
You
Yeah,
want
my
one
ankle.
horse-sized duck on roller skates? That's
Absolutely.
frightening.
That's
You got to take them out because they're on skates too, right?
Oh, they're on skates. Yeah, the horse-sized duck is on
Yeah,
roller
you
skates.
just got to take them out
Oh,
from the.
she
You
could
got to take
outskate
out.
it.
Ducks have little legs. You just got to take it out, and then it's going to fall flat.
thing
And you jump
falls.
on it.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Those would be
Easy.
some big roller skates on it.
but she's more than proficient at roller skating. She could skate laps around a horse-sized duck.
If you could go back and give 25-year-old Connie one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh, 25-year-old Connie made a lot of decisions, I think, based on how she wanted people to perceive her. She really wanted to be liked and loved. And I think 25-year-old Connie really needs to know that, like, it's okay to show up as you and you're worthy as you. You don't need to impress anybody. You can just be you. And that's enough.
Love that.
Awesome.
That's great. What's one thing you believe about life or business that most people don't?
That you can have delusional belief in anything that you want. You can have absolutely anything you want in your life. I don't think that there is any limit to what you want if you're willing to put the work in and have the delusional belief that it can be yours. Truly believe that.
Love that.
Yeah.
Hard work works.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, you guys let me tear up. I talk about this.
John, you made her cry. Come
Sorry.
on,
It
John.
was a good question, John. Yeah.
It's those soulful eyes of yours.
It's the purple jacket, the blue eyes, the
It's
red
all of it.
skin.
It's like I'm hearing the Beatles. I'm hearing the Beatles just looking at you.
All right, so that's awesome. Rate the podcast 0 to 10. Let's hear the rating.
I don't like this part of the
You don't like this
podcast.
part when
I
we
think
have
it's
a guest
rude.
on?
I think it's rude.
No.
I think it was a 9.6. I'm going 9.6.
Okay.
I was going to say 12,
It's a
but
big number.
I have to say, I hardly looked at this thing.
We didn't look at it
This
a
was
lot.
great. I'm
Yeah.
going, and this is big for me.
okay.
I'm tough on ratings.
Okay.
I'm going 9.7.
You had
I
a one up me.
did.
You had to
Damn.
go and say Nick said
Damn.
9.6. He goes first.
That might
I'm
be
going
my highest
9.7.
rating ever.
Oh my God, I love it, John.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't look at the
Thank
sheet a
you.
lot either. I actually asked a hypothetical question. I didn't even realize was on there already. Claude did such a good job reading my mind when they put it together.
Connie already had her answer. It was the right answer.
Yeah, fantastic. I love it. Nate Dogg.
What did you say? 12?
I gave it a
12.
12.
Oh,
That's
13.
I'll
You
do
go
a 12.
12.1.
12.23.
Wow.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun, Connie. Appreciate you coming on. It
I
was a
loved it.
blast.
This is
Yeah.
great.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was
you for coming
awesome.
on.
Thanks for coming on. Great time. Nate, you can take us home.
All right, y'all can check us out on Shooting the SHT podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Thank you, and over and out.
And follow me on the Real Eskater.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, plug. Yeah,
Connie,
plug
yeah,
yourself.
Plug yourself. Plug it
Okay,
all.
hold-
Skate,
I
Mate,
thought
Real
the
Eskater.
episode was one big plug because we did say the name several times, but go on.
You can follow me on all social media platforms at The Real Eskater, RealEskater, and SkateMate is SK8_mate.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Shootin' the SHT. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. And if you enjoyed this content, please share it with others and leave us a rating and a review. Buying, selling, or want to connect with Nick and JT? Visit Slocum Home Team on Facebook and Instagram or slocumhometeam.com. We'll see you next time.